Okay, there we go. All right, so just take a second to get grounded, and it's the Thrive Over Survive playlist. So if that's something you want to play along, just get it ready on whatever device you want. And we'll start it in 3, 2, 1. And just take some time to be present and be still. Just getting grounded, settling into your body. Not doing anything special with your breath yet, just noticing it. If you're having any trouble seated or being seated, feel free to stick a folded blanket or a pillow under your seat just to kind of lift your hips up and make you settle in a little more comfortably. And start to just bring your awareness to your breath. However it's rising and falling, just notice it. And let your hands come to a space of connection. So maybe for you, that's one hand over heart, one hand over belly. Maybe it's remaining in your lap. Maybe it's folded hands at heart, whatever feels right to you. Just notice the rise and fall of your chest or your belly, wherever you're feeling your breath come in. And on your next breath, begin breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth. Do it 2 more times. And breathe in through your nose and breathe out through your nose, creating kind of a whoosh sound in the back of your throat. You might hear it in your ears. Feeling the sensation all in the back behind your ears and your throat. Take a couple rounds of this, breathing in through your nose, and out through your nose, creating that sensation in the back of your throat, breathing in, and breathing out through your nose. Just 2 more breaths. And let your hands fall down to your knees. Just gently bow your head. Just kind of turn your attention really inside your emotional self. Just that deep part of you, whether you call it your inner child or your ego or your true self. And just check in to see what does that part of you need tonight. Whenever you have an idea of it, just kind of come back up to seated, gently let your eyes open. If you don't have an idea of it, that's okay. Just trust you're going to find whatever you need in this hour by being present with your breath and being present with your body. We're going to warm up the body in a different way. We're going to use our breath. So breathing in through the mouth, I'll show you what we're going to do first. Breathing in, we're going to breathe out and do short bursts with our stomach. So make sense? Okay, we're just going to try a couple rounds. It's just all about warming up the body, creating some heat. So now just breathe normal. Just check in with your body, just see how that felt. Just notice if it created any heat or any sensation. If there's anything you didn't like about it, just notice that too. And on the inhale, arms come up. Interlace the fingers. Exhale, turn your palms up to the sky and just stretch. And on another exhale, bring them back down. Inhale, shoulders go back, head and heart come forward for cat. Exhale, round over and back for cow. Inhale, forward. Exhale, round. Inhale, forward. Exhale, round. Inhale, come back to center. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, twist to the left and look back over your left shoulder. And inhale, coming back forward. Exhaling the other way, looking back over your right shoulder. Inhale, center. Exhale to the left. Inhale, center. Exhale, right. Inhale, center. Exhale, left one last time in this round. Inhale, center. And exhale, left or right, whatever. Got it. Inhale, center. And hands come back down to the ground or to your knees. And on exhale, just start to make some circles with your body. At your hips coming down on the exhale and inhaling, coming back up. Exhale down and inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. And switching directions. And exhale as you come down. And coming back to center and steadying yourself. Just taking a second, bringing your awareness inside, just noticing what you need. And that feels complete, coming up to standing. Just taking a second to ground your feet. So Feet should be under the hips, about shoulder width apart, or whatever feels good in your body. Really grounding all four corners into the mat, your heels, your toes, making sure you feel really steady. And inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. So belly meets the thighs. Bend your knees if you have to. Inhale, halfway lift. Hands come to shins, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, hinge at the hips. Arms come up. And exhale, back to center. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, hinge at the hips, arms come all the way up. And exhale, back to heart center. One more time. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, hinge at the hips, come all the way up. And exhale, hands to heart center. Just check in for a second, kind of see where you're at. Just notice what's going on in your body. They move around a little bit just to kind of feel what's changing and shifting, feel what you're noticing. Inhale, arms come up one more time. Exhale, forward fold, and this time put your hands on the mat and prepare to step back with your left foot. And on your next breath, step back, come down onto your left knee. You can flatten your foot out. And inhale, arms come up into a low lunge. And just kind of sinking into that hip. Exhale, hands come back down to the mat. Tip your back toe and step back into a downward facing dog. And just take a second here. Walk your dog out if you need to. Just waking yourself up. And I want you to just notice what you see. So we're starting to do a little more upside down work than we normally do. And we're just kind of changing our point of view a little bit. Noticing what's working in our body, what's moving. And on an inhale, looking forward. Exhale, step your right foot between your hands. Mine comes a little more to the side. And dropping left foot back. That doesn't feel right. Do the other side. Whatever side you didn't do, let's correct that. So it might be left foot. And you're stepping right foot back. Whatever you didn't do last time. And inhale, arms come up, sinking down into whatever hip you need right now. I'm just gazing up to the sky. Exhale, hands come back down and step both feet together up at the top of your mat. You're in a forward fold. And inhale, hinge at the hips, come all the way up. And exhale, hands to heart center. And just take a second to notice, what did that feel like? What's going on in your body? What's going on in your mind? How did it feel to get upside down? We don't do that a whole lot, and since this is such a gentle class. Move around your body if you really need to feel it. And throughout today's practice, I'm going to give you some opportunities just to kind of get a little topsy-turvy, to whether it's a gentle down dog or something else. We're just going to see what happens when we change our perspective on things. Inhale, arms come up one more time. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands come down to the mat. Step back into a plank, or you can lower your knees down. And then lower all the way down to the ground. Inhale, come up into cobra, elbows remain bent. And exhale, tip your toes and let your tailbone rise to the sky in a downward dog. And again, just kind of adjust until it feels right to you, so your hands are gripping right. You're not putting weight on your wrists. You're really feeling that sensation of your hips kind of pulling you to the sky. Then just walk your dog out again. Inhale, look forward to the front of the mat. And exhale, get to the top however you like. You can jump, you can float, whatever feels right to you. And come to halfway lift. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, hinge at the hips all the way up. And exhale, hands to heart center. Again, just check in with your body. Check in with your inner child, your true self, your ego, whatever you're trying to take care of tonight and trying to be present with, and just see, how's it going? What does this feel like? What are we noticing? Oh. And just make any adjustments you need. I inadvertently today apparently turned my room into a hot yoga studio. And this week I'm actually warm, so I'm going to turn my heater off. Whatever you need, just take care of it right now. And on your next breath, right foot stays at the top of the mat pointing forward. Left foot steps back and steps wide, but it's pointing perpendicular to your front foot. Bend in the front knee, and you're just kind of sinking down into your hips. You're really, the sensation of your back hip going back and your front hip going forward. So you're kind of squaring off your hips a little bit. Knees still tracking over the middle of your foot. Just stay here for a second. You can have your hands on your hips. You don't need to do anything else. When that feels good, bring your arms up into a T and gaze over the front hand. Strong warrior gaze. Flip the front palm up, and on an exhale, it comes up, back hand goes down, reverse warrior. Inhale, coming back the other way, front arm comes down onto the thigh, palm up, back hand comes over your head, extended side angle. And inhale back to warrior, warrior two. Straighten the front leg, hand comes down to your front ankle, and open your other arm up wide into a twist. Again, we're just looking at the world from all angles right now. And exhale your hand down to meet the other hand. And then just slowly start to walk your hands to the middle of the mat, turning your foot with you so both toes are kind of pointing forward or to the front corners of the mat, whatever feels better. And exhale into a forward fold and just kind of chill here. Your hands can be on the ground. You can hold opposite elbows. Whatever feels like it's getting you the sensation you're looking for right now. And again, just noticing how you're looking at things from a different angle. I'm playing my music kind of loud, so I hope YouTube doesn't take this one down from our channel, but this is a good playlist. Then exhale over towards the left foot. As you go with your hands, point that foot towards the front of the mat and coming up to a warrior two on the other side. Make any adjustments you need. You might need to move your back foot depending on where you placed it. But again, the goal is that the front leg is bent, the sensation of your back hip going back and your front hip coming forward, that knee still tracking over those front toes. Just take a second to get squared off, and then arms up to a T, gazing over that front hand. Flipping the front hand up, exhale, front hand comes up, back hand comes down, reverse warrior. Inhale, back to warrior two. Exhale, coming forward, extended side angle. Inhale, warrior two. Straighten the front leg again. Exhale, bring your left hand down to your left ankle. Right arm goes wide to the sky. Just peeking up at that hand if you can. Exhale, it comes down to meet the other hand. And then walking everything back to the center of the mat. Again, taking a wide-legged forward fold, however you would like. Taking a peek around you, noticing how even in this position, you're a little bit upside down, a little bit topsy-turvy, and just notice what comes up for you internally as you notice this. And then walking your hands to the center, bringing your hands up to your hips, and inhaling yourself up, hinging at the hips. So you're coming up to standing in our warrior, what do we call this? Our Wonder Woman pose. And then exhale, get your feet together however you'd like. You can kind of walk them in a little bit. Just take a second just to breathe. Just notice what's going on internally. Notice what's going on in your body. Just being curious about it again, moving around. Just to be in our body. Wonderful. And then coming just to the front of your mat, inhaling your arms up and exhaling forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Hands come down to the ground. Step back into a downward facing dog. One last one here. Just take a second to just get situated in it. Don't worry about getting your heels to the ground. Just really feeling that sensation of your tailbone reaching to the sky. Just breathe. And then inhaling your left foot up, three-legged dog. And then exhale, just bringing it between your hands, however you want to get it there. And coming up into a high lunge. Arms come up so you're strong in your back foot. And exhale, come back down. Stepping back into down dog again. Taking a peek around, you're upside down. We don't think often of this being an inversion, but it is. And inhaling your right foot up. And then exhale, bringing it between your hands. Coming up into a high lunge on this side. This feels super powerful. And exhale, your hands back down to the ground. Step back into down dog. And now we're going to make it easy and fun and just come down to our knees. And adjust your knees, make them wider if you need to, whatever you need to get into child's pose. And just sink into a nice, delightful child's pose. Your seat comes back down to your heels. You can rest your hands on, or your cheek on your hands. Again, we don't even think of this one being an inversion, but it is. So just noticing whatever's coming up for you. And check in with your inner self and just see, are we doing what we need? What are we noticing? What's fun? What did we just do that was like kind of fun and exhilarating? Or what do we want to do that's a little fun and exhilarating? We're just going to start slowing it down just a tiny bit too now. So we woke our body up. We woke things up for our inner child or our true self, our ego. We played around just a little bit. Now we're going to start bringing that awareness in and just seeing what lessons this practice might have for us personally. So from here, staying in child's pose, inhaling your left arm up for a twist, looking up to the sky, and exhale, threading the needle and coming down on your left shoulder. I'm just breathing here. And inhaling back to center. Exhaling, inhaling, whatever. Inhale, open up to the right. And exhale, threading the needle, coming down on your right shoulder. I'm just breathing and resting in this. And inhale, coming back to center. Just stretching your arms out as far overhead as you would like. Maybe tenting your fingers up on the fingertips, just kind of feeling that stretch through your shoulders, through your back. And then coming up onto all fours, adjusting your knees as you need to, your hands as you need to, for hands to be under shoulders and knees to be under hips. And just take a second here. Maybe even kick your feet a little bit just to kind of really bring some awareness to your feet. And then tip your toes so that it's like we're tipping them for down dog, but then slowly start to walk back, just a little gentle stretch in your feet. Only go as far back as feels right to you. Some days this is as far as I can go because it doesn't feel good after that. Other times it might be that I kind of want to come all the way back. Whatever feels right in your feet, your toes, you're just kind of stretching everything out back there. You can even kind of move your feet up and down. Our feet, oh my goodness, there's so many pressure points in there. There's so much that even if we're in a sedentary job that our feet carry for us. So sometimes giving them some love can help us to just have some different awareness in our body. Maybe even send some gratitude towards your feet for just how much they hold you. And then walking back down. And once again, just kind of tapping your toes out, tapping your feet out the other way. So the tops of your feet are coming to the ground. And then just a couple of cat-cows here. So inhale, heart lifts, head lifts. Exhale, round over and just really push through those shoulders. Just a super big arch. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, round. One last one. Inhale up. And exhale, round. And then push back into hero's pose, just sitting back on your heels, letting your shoulders round back, just standing tall and strong. One more chance to kind of find some perspective from up here. So bringing our hands back behind us with our fingers pointing down and the sensation of our elbows coming together. It's kind of like you're resting your hands and arching your chest, arching your back. And exhale, come back down. Then inhale, doing it again. Exhale, coming down. And one more time, inhale. Exhale, coming back to hero's pose. And bringing your feet around, just coming down onto your seat. We're going to do something a little earlier than normal. So I'm going to invite you to move to a wall or a chair for legs up a wall, waterfall. I'm also going to invite you, if you want to kind of start the beginning progressions towards maybe one day some kind of shoulder stand if it feels like something you'd want to do. So if you're interested in that, you're just going to bring your feet up like you would against the wall. And again, if you just want to bring them up against the wall, just do that. And think about you're kind of pushing your hips up. So you might kind of just rock a little bit at first if that's not anything you're used to. Eventually we might come into shoulder stand, but just getting the sensation of that. If you have a block, then taking your block on the lowest setting, so not like that, like this, you're going to bring it up and just under your sacrum. And it starts to prop you up a little bit. So your tailbone is not all the way on the ground. You're putting a little bit more weight on your shoulder blades. And so from this way, we're going to maybe one day get into shoulder stand if you want to. But either way, making active feet so they're not kind of lazy and pointed, they're active. And if they're against the wall, this is easy. And just breathing. Again, another inversion. You're just seeing the world in a different way. Just take about 5 more breaths wherever you're at. And coming out of it however you want to, with the goal of when you get back to your mat or back in position, just bringing your feet down to the ground, knees bent. And whenever you get there, then taking your feet out a little bit wider than normal so that our knees can fall in towards one another. And letting them fall over to the left together. On an inhale, coming back up. And an exhale, letting them fall to the right. And inhale up to the center. Exhale to the left. Inhale, center. Exhale, right. And inhale, center. Just one more round on your own breath. And bringing your feet back together. Right foot comes up on the inhale, and exhale crosses over for a hip stretch. We're going to hold this one for about 10 breaths. And if you want some more sensation, you're welcome to come up on all fours and inhale your right leg up and let it fall over. So it's like it's at kind of a anywhere between a 90 and a 45-degree angle. And you're just sinking into your hip. You can come up. You can fold over wherever you're feeling the sensation you're looking for in your hip. And just stay here. Breathe. Inhale, just releasing wherever you're at. If you chose this way, just coming back out of it. And switching legs. So either crossing the other leg over or coming up and bringing your left leg to wherever it fits, somewhere between that 90 and 45-degree angle. And again, you can come up, you can come down, whatever feels right, but really sinking into your hip. Just getting curious as you breathe about any differences from side to side. Sometimes that gives us some perspective on where we're carrying things or what might be going on with us, what might be blocking us. Just taking a few more breaths wherever you're at. Whenever you're ready, just coming out of it. And one last chance just to kind of use our body and breath to give us some just different perspective. So inhaling your hips up into bridge and exhaling them back down. Let's really connect this with breath tonight. So on the next one, we're going to inhale for 4 and we're going to exhale for 4. So inhale, you can bring your arms up if you'd like to rainbow them for 4. And exhale, release to the ground for 4. And again, exhale 4. And again, inhale for 4. And exhale 4. One last time. And if you'd like from here, if you have a block and you want to use it, you can come up, place it right under your sacrum, and just kind of hang here for a couple of breaths. If you have pillows and you want to do the same thing, you can totally do that just wherever they come up to. Or you can just hold a bridge, whatever feels right to you. The goal is really that you're feeling that sensation of, it's a back bend really, and just looking up and over, just looking at this perspective, just seeing what's coming up for you. Just breathing wherever you're at, just really kind of doing what your body is telling you to do. And on your next breath, just coming out of whatever you're in, hugging your knees into your chest, and maybe rocking around a little bit just to massage your low back. Just send some gratitude energy to your back for all that it can do for you. Gosh, it holds up so much. The image of everything that gets put on our shoulders, everything that we carry on our back, like all the imagery associated with heaviness just tends to go back to some of that stuff. And exhale, bringing your feet back down to the ground. And then one last chance just to get our body a little twisty and see what comes up. So straighten out your left leg. Well, if you'd like, you can totally keep them both bent. You can either keep them both bent and pick your hips up and drop them an inch to the left and let them come over that way. Or you can straighten out your left leg and just bring your right leg over and let it fall into a twist that way. Whatever fits for you. You can put a block under your leg. Just get the twist that feels right today in your body, the thing that you need to support you in accomplishing whatever it is you need. And on your next breath, inhaling back to center, however you want to get there. Just evening out in whatever way you chose. You just do it on the other side. So maybe it's stretching out your right leg and bringing your left leg over, or picking both hips up, dropping them an inch to the left, and letting both legs fall over. Whatever you choose, just see how it feels in your body. Make any adjustments you need. And on an inhale, coming back to center. And before we move into Shavasana, just taking a second to notice your body from your head all the way down to your feet. So just noticing anything that your body needs, anything that you need emotionally, just to support your practice, anything you need to be aware of or release before we go into Shavasana. So starting at your head, working way down your shoulders, and your chest, your heart, your lungs, your stomach, your hips, your thighs, your knees, your calves, your feet. Just noticing whatever it is that you need right now, or anything you need to release. And if there's something you need to release, breathing in, imagine blowing all of that into a red balloon. Just letting the balloon float up to the sky and away from you. And if there's something else you need to let go of, doing it one more time, breathing in, filling up the balloon, and letting it go to the sky. And then once you've gotten whatever you need right there, just making yourself comfortable. Maybe that's turning out the lights. Maybe that's grabbing a blanket or a pillow, or readjusting. Whatever you need. Maybe tensing your hands and feet and relaxing, or your whole body and relaxing. When you've got what you need, we're just going to drop into a couple minutes of just complete stillness. So breathe in, Side out. And rest into the silence. And beginning to bring some awareness into your fingers and toes. Letting your breath deepen. Whenever you're ready, just rolling over onto your favorite side. And slowly pushing yourself up to seated. Maintaining a soft gaze or keeping your eyes closed. Just take a second just to see what's going on inside. Really sending some gratitude to yourself for showing up to practice today. And really just honoring whatever your inner child, your true self, your ego needs right now, just whether that's stillness or reassurance or warmth, just honoring that for a second, giving it to it if you can. And then when you're ready, inhaling your arms up. And exhaling, hands to heart center. The badass in me bows with deep, deep gratitude to the badass in you. We are one. Namaste.